Welcome, guys, to the Tyrone Hour. Me and Kingsley, y'all know we do here every Saturday between the hours of 11 and 12. We strive to bring power, dignity, and class. King, you know I'm always say class. When we have conversations, basically our conversations always end up back to what?
Class.
Class is missing, King. It's like school on Christmas. No class. What Rudy used to say? Rudy used to always tell him that on Fat Albert. Said, he said, Rudy, you know what? You like school on Saturday. No class.
No class.
King, again, I say, man. King, I had a great week, man. Work was good, and the temperature and the weather was good and everything, King. I'm going to get into my sports real fast, King. Orioles won. We didn't split the series with the Yankees. We got 2 out of the 3, right?
2 out of 3.
We got 2 out of 3. We won
actually
last night.
7-2 against the AL East this year.
Yeah.
Doing their thing against them.
Doing their thing. Mean start today.
Oh, he did?
You know what I mean? He was out with that Tommy John surgery.
Okay, Tommy John
he starts today. So kudos to Means back out there. To all the people in Baltimore City this week who had tragic situations of the crime going down situations. Man, did it look like it this weekend, King?
Well, the crime went down? According to the mayor, he said it was a success. His crime plan is a success.
To all the families who lost people this week here at WFBR, we send out our condolences to all the families. To the families of the people of the bridge collapse, they found another one of the young men. We're so sorry about that. I mean, that was a horrible situation. If you've seen what I've seen, oh my goodness. When the bridge went down, you see the cars going down. Oh man, I
got a problem with you, Ty. You trying to get me to drive over a bridge?
You shell shocked about bridges. I know you told me about that. But King, we'll start off with the show. Clearly, our show today is topic: are we on mute?
Are we on mute?
Are the citizens of Baltimore on mute with the leaders of Baltimore? Because clearly we're seeing what we're seeing. We do always watch the same news, right? We're seeing people of color saying what they don't like. But we also see people of color saying what they're gonna do. And not what you like.
No.
And not what you like, King, not what you're doing.
Remember that gentleman? He said he worked hard for his car.
I appreciate that gentleman. A black man got on television for this. They keep showing. This is a repeat, though.
This is a repeat?
He got on television and said, look, I paid a lot of damn money for my car. All right? I'm going to be the first one to tell you tales now. If you mess with me and my car, there's going to be a damn problem.
Yeah.
Again, I say, King, we had 2 shows again. I told you how important the car is to some men and women. You call your wife, and then you call your car your baby.
Your baby.
All right? Your car is almost the second in line next to the wife. Yeah. So somebody touch your car, King, you know how we talk about. Are we on mute, though, King?
We on mute.
Are we on mute, King?
Yeah, we on mute because it goes right back to what you talked about before. Are we seeing what we believe in?
I mean, he said he's touting a successful crime.
He's also using the squeegee kids as a part of.
Oh my goodness!
As a part of his
man, don't get me started. His
re-election speech.
Don't get me started on.
Well, you gotta get started on the time because you give a weekly squeegee warning.
Yeah,
it's a warning.
Literally,
for the people coming into Baltimore City. But he's touting this squeegee stuff as a success. He's running on it.
Did anybody see it the way I seen it here at the Tyrone Hour? Were we not breeding young black panhandlers?
Aggressive black
panhandlers. We were telling them to go out and beg for change.
We called them, they were enterprising.
Which we were told as children, hey, don't you go out there. You remember the Lion King? I said this at the house the other day, remember? Mm-hmm. And I told you when they said, when I go over your aunt's house, you better not ask for a damn thing.
Nothing.
You remember that?
Don't ask for that.
But now, you sending them out on a corner. Tell them that it's entrepreneurism. King, again, I say, are we on mute, King?
We on mute.
All the citizens are saying the same thing. What's going on? So you go down and they had a crime walk this week down in Canton and everything. And You know, so you say, well, why they down there? Why they only in the white community? And they not up in Park Heights and doing crime walks, but they did crime walks in Park Heights. I can't help that Park Heights doesn't have much commerce as down in Canton has. They got a lot of businesses down there,
It's a lot of business.
that need to be took care of. It is what it is.
So would you say people got skin in the game?
They got skin in the game, King. They got skin in the game.
So they organize and they bring out the big dogs to talk for them.
Yes.
But we sit around and complain
Yes.
and talk about how we
Yes.
victims.
Yes.
And you know, it's the white man that's doing this and it's the white man that's doing that.
And bring us some more solutions so y'all can fix us.
Bad solutions.
Yeah, bad solutions.
Because if the ideas are good, we can't use them. We need the worst ideas for the black community because it is the only thing that makes us work. Bad idea.
I got something I'm gonna really hit y'all with right now. How did you identify
Wow.
the black community all over the country of America at one time? It was a word when you went to certain commerce areas and you went to certain food court areas. It was a word all over
Soul food?
the United States that identified us in these cities and towns. It was called what?
Soul food?
Soul. And the reason I brought this up, guys, I was
Soul.
watching, I work at a center with some old folks, and they were watching Soul Train. And I remember when they tried to bring Soul Train back.
Oh, the reboot.
Remember? It didn't work.
It was trash.
It didn't work. It didn't even look right.
It didn't
You
look-
want to know why? There was no soul. So if they would just put Train up there, it might have worked.
Metro train.
All right, King, but I'm going to give you what I'm saying is there's another soul. See, because, you know, at one time, you know, they said, well, we didn't have none of the entities in America. Yes, we did. We were the feeders of this country. We were the cookers. That was our skill. See, you got the Italians that took over maybe the police and the water department, the Irish who took over the police and the fire department. Well, we had the food. We were the ones who fed America.
Food and moves the porters.
All right? And we had soul behind it. So now, King, there's another soul running around. I want to know if y'all know how to spell that. Is it S-E-O-U-L?
Yeah.
Is that the what soul?
Korean soul.
Ah! So all you see around now is soul, the other soul. Which means we have lost our soul, King.
Like the binary.
And you want to know why it's so much.
Language.
You want to know why it's so much violence, and you say, "Damn, it's like they have no conscience." Well, you've lost the what?
We lost our soul and we
King.
sold our soul to soul. Just saying.
King, good call, King. I like the way you worded that. You sold our souls to soul. King, again, I wanted to bring that up because I remember it was soul food everywhere, and that meant something. And black people got business right there. That's black owned.
Well, you're right. And you know who got all the soul food places now?
Go ahead.
Koreans.
That's right. That's why
You
I
know,
put up the other soul. That's why I put up the other soul for everybody to see.
And let me just
I
tell
put
you
up the other soul.
what's so hurtful about it.
Yes.
Is that they took a black concept
Yes.
and improved upon it.
And
they said
improved.
that, you know what, it's not sustainable to cook it every day. So you know what we're gonna do?
Yes.
We're gonna turn it into an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yes, yes.
And we're gonna have you people come in here and eat it, and whatever's left over, because it's an all-you-eat
Yes.
buffet, we're gonna mix it in with the new food tomorrow.
food tomorrow.
And we're gonna get rid of all this stuff.
Yep.
And you gonna eat
That
it,
beef and
and
rice
you
you
gonna
got?
love it.
That beef and broccoli? Yeah, that was the broccoli from the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. King, again, that's why I wanted to bring up that soul.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we fed the country. We were the chefs and cooks until we outsourced ourselves.
Yeah, we can't do that no more.
We can't
too
do
big.
that. I'm too bigger than that. I don't be in no kitchen no more.
Yeah.
That's beyond me.
So now,
Well, the chef guy ain't beyond him. He making millions of dollars.
well, you
right.
talk about them Latino people that's here now.
Well, the Latinos, the white boys, everybody now are the chefs and cooking now.
Yeah.
And we are the prep cooks. Ah, you heard that?
Prep cooks and line cooks.
Prep cooks and line cooks.
It was so funny.
They stole my grandmother's idea, and I'm serving it. I ain't even making it.
Let me tell you what's the funny part. Because actually, you do remember, Chef He makes the dish. The line cooks and all them, they watch him produce it. This is what we produce in a day. Then he goes outside and he stands and he expedites. Everybody else is cooking. A chef really don't do that much cooking.
That's right.
He cooks. He will put the main dish together and give it to his sous chefs and tell his sous chefs, okay, this is what we're looking for. The sous chefs, your prep cooks, are on the back line with the line cooks, the front line workers, and they're the ones that's doing the work.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it goes. Just so you know, because there's a misconception. People think that when you don the title chef, it means you can cook. Let me just tell
Thank you.
My profession, my trade is a chef.
Yes,
I was a sous chef for a few years, and I was a manager, director, all that stuff. And let me tell you something. I've met more chefs that can't cook,
that couldn't
that
at all,
that don the title chef
and can't cook.
And the only reason why is because a chef is nothing more than the manager. He's the
supervisor.
He tells you what to do, and he knows how to put people in place. So he can't cook, but he knows how to put people in place who knows how to cook.
Question, King.
Sure.
If I go down Monument Street right now, if I go down to Lexington Market, if I go to Pennsylvania Avenue, the Avenue Market, which is a tragedy. I don't know about. We just came by there, which is a tragedy.
Shut down.
If I go past any of these black spots, have you seen the word soul on Pennsylvania Avenue?
It's gone.
Am I right?
Lexington Market.
You see any soul on it anymore?
They wonder why Lexington Market is so empty. It's because it has no soul. You moved out the people.
Yes.
Who patronized.
The originators.
Well, you moved out the people who patronized them. All them people who you saw out front was buying chicken boxes. They was ordering cakes for their kids. They was buying
all type of things.
They was buying bread.
Yes.
You know, the peanuts, everything. You took away a landmark and upscaled it and killed it. That's what they did to all the markets, to be honest with you, with the exception of Northeast Market. Northeast, the only markets that's thriving is Northeast Market and Belvedere
I hope
Market.
you're listening today because she brought it up this morning. She said, and she's talked about Old Town Mall.
And Old Town Mall.
Talked about Old Town Mall. You know,
that's a tragedy.
The only one that is still original is Monument Street Market. The only thing they did was resurface the outside, but they kept the soul inside.
Yeah,
I like that what I just said.
Yeah,
they resurfaced the outside, but kept the soul inside. Because usually ain't that where the soul at? It's inside the house.
Yeah, but they kept most of the purveyors that was there. They kept the people who had the soul.
Yeah.
So they just kept bringing more and more in.
Yeah.
You know, this is what happens when you understand your demographics. When you don't understand your demographics, then you'll put something like ceremony in these marketplaces. And ceremony is an upscale coffee shop where you talk about if Starbucks is charging $10, they're charging $12, $13, $14 for a cup of coffee.
In Lexington Market.
In Lexington Market. Now, again, your demographics. You try to tear down all the housing and put up all these high rises to bring these people in. And then what happened? They don't even leave their apartments because they're scared. So now the only people that get in business is DoorDash, Yelp, Grubhub. All those people are getting
Soul King.
Yeah, because they stole the soul out of the city. And we replaced it with these soulless politicians like Brandon Scott and those cohorts.
Now they're running down. Now the black and brown people are running down Korean joints and calling Mama San, Papa San. Yeah, giving him the soul. Infusing him with that essence of what we used to have.
Well, he know how to
calling them Papa. When you call them Papa Son and Mama Son,
well, that's because he know how to cook the food.
Wow, King, I tell you, King, I'm glad I bought that mute. Are we on mute?
They frying chicken better than us.
Well, I mean, after you do something repetitiously for 20 years of stealing something, you will become a master of it, man. You know what I mean, King?
But my thing is, I can't say stealing because they profiting from it.
Yeah.
Legally.
And they put up the other word soul everywhere. The S-E-O-U-L joint. Yeah, King. I was at work, and again, another lady said something to me today. She said, Ty, a lady asked me the other day to get some cheers. And she didn't ask me to get one cheer. She said, get a group of cheers. She said, you know how them cheers is? She said, you might go get some of these men in there. So she said, Ty, you know what? I want you to talk about this on your show this week. She said, I'm tired of these alpha women. Females, women. She said it doesn't make. She said I'm tired of it. She said I'm not picking up no daggone heavy stuff I'm not supposed to. She said to all the women who out there who getting in the way of men, and let them pick it up. See, the thing about this is what I said. I think I said this on several shows before about how the entities are hiring our women to do this type of labors. But our women need to be slick now. Go get the job. Get that high-paying money and show up next week with your husband. And say, what your husband doing here? Why he got the keys? Because it's the only way I could get him the job. I had to sneak him in. You get me? I had to sneak him. I had to get the job and then turn it over to him. And guess what? You probably wouldn't let him do the job. You get me? King, I tell you, King, thank you, man. I said, man, that alpha female thing, man, man, you truck drivers, you're digging ditches. Y'all stuff don't stand up like ours do. Well, your breasts and everything will fall when you get lifting up those up. Because Mommy brought this up. King, I don't know if you remember, Mommy said she was working at Maryland Cup down when it was downtown. And she said that the big paper rolls, only the guys were putting up. But if you put the paper rolls up, you can make more money. You can make more money, right? Mm-hmm. So Mommy said the girls was like, Mommy like, well, girl, you don't want to do that? Mommy said, no, that's not a man's job. It's a man's job. I'm not doing that.
Well, no, you have...
come on, King. The alpha woman, King.
You have a sense of entitlement, you know? And,
power, huh? Straight.
Yeah. And what you're going to notice is most of these Western women, they have very low class. They really think that class is money, status, job title, the car that you drive, houses that, you know, the houses that you live in, clothes, all that stuff is material. But they replace class with materialistic things. We got a caller?
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Charles, go ahead, give it to us, man. What's on your mind? What's going on? What you want to challenge? Give it to us.
I tell you, they not believe me. But every animal on the planet have a natural enemy.
Yes.
Enemy is trying to destroy or kill predators.
Mm-hmm.
We have natural enemies in the white man.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a natural enemy, that means he was made that way. He was made to suppress us and to kill us. A lot of people want to pick it out that. So the thing is, the ones of us who gets on the radio station and tell the truth about things that's going on, those people don't want to listen to them because it's the truth. These politicians, mayors and governors, they're called the white man, let them be there. They have to say what the white man wants them to say. And that's to keep us down. Koreans, Chinese, Asians, all these people there to keep us down. For one thing, Africa, an American black man, always arguing about who is free. But I'm saying that we are not free. As you know, we're not free. We're not have real money. A very few of us. But the basic of us taking out. That's been going on for the last 400 years up until today.
Okay.
I play to a black guy. Always.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for calling. You know, we always give you the time and the opportunity to express yourself the way you like to express yourself, man. King, again, I say, man, you know, Mr. Charles comes from a very, you know, he's a senior, and, you know, senior rhetoric is a lot of that old rhetoric, you know what I mean? And it means well. He means well in what he's saying, and it's right in some areas, King. You know what I mean? But, King, you know, we always try to deal with the present. You know, King, I mean, you know, we can always go back and find the base root of something. Just like if we go to the Bible, we can go back to Genesis and all those type things, King. We got another caller? Caller.
Yes, how you doing, Mr. Charles?
Hey, Mr. Charles, how you doing, man? You got anything you want to talk about, or you want to chime in on what we're talking about?
Oh, yeah, I got a few things that I want to talk about because we just got into May.
Go ahead.
Of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And we still don't have anything on the table. I mean, do you know
of any leaders that we actually have that actually have anything on the table?
Good call, Charles. Go ahead, keep going.
No, I'm not answering the question. You know, so we gotta have a conversation.
No.
Do you know of any leaders?
No, don't ask the question, Mr. Charles. Just keep flowing. Just give us your solution.
Well,
We
the
see them.
solution is first we have to have a conversation so we can get an understanding. And see, we never have any conversation. Everybody is just spitting out their part, which doesn't do anybody any good. We have to have a conversation so we can get an understanding. So, you know, that's why I was asking the question, you know, do you know of any leaders? You know, because y'all are on the radio. I mean,
it's common sense. We do know who the leaders are in our town now, Charles. I mean, what kind of trickery are you trying to do? Do we know any leaders? We do know all the leaders in in downtown. What are you talking about? Keep going.
Okay, so, by you knowing the leaders, what goals do we have in place for 2024? What goals has the leadership that you know about put in place for 2024? Because I don't see anything on the table. I don't see any progression or anything we're working towards.
We're working towards female what?
Hold on, I'll tell you what it is.
Reproductive rights.
I'll tell you what it is, Charles.
Go ahead. That's what they're working on,
The
Charles.
only thing that they're working on is women reproductive rights.
Yes.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing that they talk about. Is women reproductive rights.
Well, I don't think they're working on women's reproductive rights. They're working on our opinions on women's reproductive rights.
Okay.
But what they're actually doing about women's reproductive rights, we don't know because they're giving us confusing information. They're spitting it out at us like these are facts, and they're not facts. There's a bunch of opinions.
Exactly. That's right. Go
So when do we disseminate what's real that's being spit at us and what's not? So we can, you know, actually regurgitate this in the right way, you know, so we can get real information.
Well, the election is going to come up. And they're going to show you what they're going to do at the end.
No, the selection. The selection that you think you're selecting, but you're really voting for financial issues. Everything you see on the ballot is who you're giving money to. And the people that you're voting in will be giving money to.
Thank you, Brother Charles. You know, we always appreciate your insight, man. Thank you, man. Thanks you for all the questions you brought and everything, man, in the end, everything, man. Can you got something you want me to rebuttal on, Mr. Charles?
Not really. I mean, again, you know, we talking. I don't want to jump subjects because I'm still talking about the entitlement, but just quickly getting on it. I mean, again, Charles asks questions all the time. I mean, I can ask a question too that will just turn everybody on their head. I mean, my question is, was the Earth created before the universe? You know, I'm like, if that's an answer that everybody should know, but I'm finding out that a lot of people don't know the answer to that simple question. And it goes, and I bring that up because as we're talking about the agenda, as he just said, what are we going to do? The only thing that they have put forth for black people in America, in every city, is reproductive rights.
That's what I'm saying.
And Charles is right. They're trying to gauge your opinion on it. But here's the thing. They've already gauged your opinion on it. So they already know that this is a topic that people are willing to die on the hill. If you talk about that, that is not a topic. Women's reproductive rights. No. I don't care if in your mind you want to go kill your kid. That is your business.
That's right.
But I don't want to pay for it. And I'm not going to pay for it. That's just how I feel about it, okay? But you're free to do whatever it is that you want. Now let's get down to the real nitty-gritty. What is going on with this crime stuff? And why won't Governor Moore sign the bill? I'll tell you why. Because he's waiting for the election to take place, and once the election takes place, whoever wins, he's going to craft his talking points around that. He's one of the most dishonest persons I've ever had the pleasure to witness most dishonest. On even when he's stumping for Alsabrook, he's talking about we know Maryland. How do you know Maryland? You're not even from here.
He's doing the classic, what we used to call straddling the fence.
Yeah.
You remember what straddling the fence was? That means whoever wins, I'm gonna jump on the ticket. I'm gonna jump on board, King. Can you give me the website real fast?
Sure. We at WFBR1590.com. You can also call in at 410-761-1592. You can also tune in on the TuneIn app at WFBR Radio-1590 AM. You can also find us at Rumble and YouTube at K-Thoughts, that's KAETHOUGHTS, and you can find us on our podcast platform at Spotify, Google, or iHeartRadio, and there you're going to type in the Tyrone Hour for the podcast.
Thank you, brother. We have a lot of other interesting shows. Brother Darren comes on right after us.
State of the City.
All other week. Beautiful music. You know, I love music. I love old school music, man. And the music they play here, I just wish sometime it could, somebody they get that right or whatever. But the music is beautiful here, man. The gospel programs that come through here, man. And again, I believe that all these shows basically have the same end results really to their platform, is to try to change the minds and change certain things, King. All the radio shows are basically trying to do something good and something.
No, we are, but and here's the thing. It's time that we start taking a page out of our own book. Brother Darren with the State of the City and everybody else that has a radio show. These people are stealing some of the stuff that we bring out, then they're using it as their talking point. Last week, Tyrone said that, it seems as if it's the old versus the young. This whole week on the news, they start comparing how Sheila Dixon has all the older people and Brandon Scott has all the younger people. Last week, I said something to the effect of, he keeps talking about crime and how, I was like, but the only thing that he's talking about is the murders that went down. And, I was like, and if you want to tout that as a success, I was like, 330 murders to 270, I don't mean any harm. That's really not that big of a decrease for me. That's not even 25%.
King.
And you sitting here running off of that, whereas in crime has increased exponentially across the board. All week long, they was talking about that. I know that the Tyrone Hour show brought that up, and I haven't heard anybody else talk about it.
Open the church doors for me, King, right now.
Oh.
Open the church doors for me right now, King. Now, you said the Catholic Church.
All of them.
You said the Catholic Church.
I only said Catholic because the Catholic was the ones who put their stamp of approval.
Yeah. And usually when the Pope, the most religious man in the world, I guess he's the closest guy.
Because they have over 1 billion followers, so yes. So bring them up to speed.
They open the door, though, King.
Yeah. What do they open the door to?
They open the door to everything that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. They said they lifting the ban.
They lifting the ban
on the LBG understanding and the gay understanding. So which means, again, the church has always received people who did wrong in life. They always received them. Come on in. But they said when you come in, you're supposed to leave out.
Changed.
But see, they don't want to come in and change.
No.
They want to come in and change the church. The last time that happened, I believe that was in Sodom and Gomorrah, King. And what did he do to that place?
Fire and brimstone rained down on them.
I mean, because you go up and I have a real deep question here. America right now, the American people, all colored people right now are letting me down. Are letting me down in life because I'm saying to myself, God's pathway is being walked by freaks and faggies. I hate to say it that way, King. God's pathway is being walked by freaks and faggies now, man. And they're trying to deliver this to our children, our families, to our whole communities now. Hey, man, I have gay people in my family, but they know how to conduct themselves.
I was just going to say, what you see going on is a lack of self-awareness. There's no self-awareness out here. And there was none that highlighted that more this week than Amanda Seals with the Shannon Sharp interview. I'm like, You talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
The country goes. People goes as your women go.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said
the women.
Yep.
If the women, because the women are the ones that's teaching the kids.
And they're
See, I have my values, but if my woman don't have my values, she's going to instill the values that she want to instill.
Yes.
And then the kid, because they spend more time with her, is going to internalize that, and they're going to develop a hate towards me or towards the man, kind of like what you see going on out here now, because the men have a certain way of doing things.
Yes.
Hold on, Ty. A certain way. This is it.
Yeah.
Hands down. We're not talking about this no more. I said what it's going to be. But with the woman, I can debate her.
Do y'all know that the biggest gay parades
are in Israel?
Tel Aviv?
In Israel.
The biggest gay parade is walking down the same streets that they claimed that Jesus had the cross on his back.
Well, you said something. Let me talk.
Wow, King.
And this is what's fun. This is what's funny about what Ty is saying.
An autistic kid at the
This is what's funny
put this
about
up to me. Autistic child put this up to me.
What Ty is saying is, I don't understand. Again, if an autistic child could
An autistic young man. He was very intelligent, I told you about. He brought this up to me. He said, Tyrone, isn't this ironic? That's how I'm let you know how he is. He said, Tyrone, isn't this ironic that they're walking, doing this in the place where Jesus spoke to
Well, again, they try to change the words because they'll tell you stuff like, well, they didn't understand, the love that a man had for a man or a woman for a woman. And I hit them with, well, I don't know what you mean by that because the Bible clearly says, that if a man lies with a man, it's an abomination. Likewise, if a woman lies with a woman, it is an abomination. So to say that they didn't understand is your way of saying that I don't care about what they think or what they said.
It ain't about you don't understand. I can't understand. You don't understand.
You understand fully. You don't care.
This is what I'm doing.
And this goes back to what I was just about to say about the sense of entitlement about the Western women with the low class. Again, you've replaced class for materialistic things. And to highlight it even further, somebody please tell me if I'm lying. You can call in. If you have enough material, money, materialistic things, you can have just about any Western woman you want.
King, I'm going to get my public service.
1 second, Ty. Let me finish this up. Let me finish my thought here. All right. No matter how you look physically, present yourself arrogantly or self-centered, how you treat them, Western women will tolerate the worst treatment and degradation for the bag or for money.
Bag for money.
And if you think that I'm lying, go ask the people, the men of Dubai, okay, how much it costs. And they offered them enough money just so they can urinate and defecate on them. Okay? This is the Muslim guys in Dubai when they get a Western woman to come over there. This is how they treat them. Again, they defecate and urinate on them. They purposely eat laxatives so that when they get there, it could be the most foulest, nastiest thing ever.
This is what's going on in our country.
And for $10,000 to $50,000,
they are doing it.
Which is a drop in the bucket for them guys. They are doing it.
King,
and no self-awareness, no self-shame, nothing. Go ahead, Ted.
Hey, King, again I say, man, thank you, man, for all that, man. Again I say, man, we are very, very, very blinded by what's going on. Because when some people can come out and say, hey, man, but come on, I mean, this is modern time, King.
Well, it's a way to introduce eugenics because if everybody's sleeping with the same sex, that homosexuality stuff, I was like, then guess what? There's no procreating taking place. No. And if there's no procreating taking place, then they're gonna die out.
It's in a bottle now, King.
Yeah, there's gonna be a new war. It ain't gonna be for oil. It's gonna be for the kids, like what you see going on now. You see,
down, King. Go ahead, King.
All right, well, I'm just saying. You see the drag queens. The drag queens are out here talking about Palestine, reading them to kids.
Yep, King. Again, I say here, WFBR every Saturday. We give a. It's raining too, King.
Well, that's when they come out.
That's when they come out. Everything is opposite, ain't it?
Yeah, it's opposite. Yeah.
We give a public service announcement here to all patrons coming into Maryland. I don't care if you're coming in through the top of Hagerstown and end up somewhere in Baltimore. Beware of the wild squeegee crossings. We're going to keep throwing this here because it's not right.
Well,
I don't want to see no black child out there doing that. I'm just being honest, King.
Well,
I don't see no child out there doing that. You're not going to feed no, you make enough to buy your weed and a chicken box. So I don't want to hear, there's no black child I don't want to see doing that, King. To all patrons coming into Maryland, if you're coming through the top, King, again, I'm going to give my Negro Mountain shout out. Because a lot of people think that Tyrone Hour is making a joke about Negro Mountain.
No, it exists.
It is a Negro Mountain.
It exists.
So if you come down Negro Mountain, you come through North Avenue. Oh my goodness, beware of the wild squeegee crossings, King. Don't give them no eye contact if you run up on them. If you put your window down and give your daggone phone to a stranger at the light and you get hit in the head, go home, King, and do what?
Take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin. Tell your wife I done something. What happened? You bleeding. What the devil's going on? You was fighting at work? No, I stopped on North Avenue and rolled the window down and then gave my phone to a stranger and they bust my head. Should I call the police? No, you just should remember to not do something stupid again. That's what we say here, King. And if it gets ugly, proceed through the light with caution and call the police. Give a great description. Great description is what it is. You've been violated. I don't care if they're white, black, or brown. That old locking up brown crowd had enough of that, King.
Well, here's the problem.
Who's in the back seat, though, King?
Women and children. Well, children were in the back seat.
Watching their parents being brutalized.
Here's the problem, though, Ty. You got a mayor that's running on this.
Ooh, the success of
He's
this.
running on the success of Squeegee.
Squeegee. I mean, literally.
And I have to say this. You wonder why I say the Baltimore voters are delusional, dumb, and led astray. The man is touting the Squeegee initiative as a success and running on it. As if that is a badge of honor. If he isn't detached from reality. And you people are voting for him.
Again, I say, creating black panhandlers, King. Again, man, thank you, brother. That public service now have to be said, though, King.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Get to
I want to know how you feel about the city saying that they will not refill Hanlon Park, the lake.
Well, I seen one thing with
Hold on. And they've been running behind schedule for...
Well, both of those projects are behind 2 years.
Well, hold on. We want to tell you what the two projects are. We're talking about
Drew Hill,
the lake over there, and Hanlon Park. In case you don't know,
they were supposed to be finished in 3 years.
Yes, 2021.
It's going on 5 years now.
They're not even working.
They ain't even working. They just they taking all that money that came in, that $800 million.
28th Street.
Yes.
That place looked terrible. I think that bridge gonna fall down.
Yeah, King, I tell you, man. We look at what's going on, man, and we talk about these things, man. And but because I know there was shows before we was born. They had people talking on these shows, King. And let me brought up the thing about 1960, and you brought up a word that they kept using and using now. What's that word? Remember you said what's that word, King? Diverse or...
Oh.
Remember that? They used the same word in 1960 that they use it right now, and there has not been any change. You know what I'm talking about when you get to it. You know what I'm talking about when you get to it. Again, I say, man, to all my people in Baltimore, man, when you go to vote this week, man. Disadvantage. They're using that word, ain't they? When did that statement come out? 1960 when?
1965.
1965, and they still use the words disadvantage. We disadvantaged.
But that's the talking point for the progressives. I mean, again, you have to understand that this leads towards something. It's leading towards eugenics. And for you people who don't know what eugenics is, that's population control. Yeah, well, this whole thing, again, about women's reproductive rights, this is about population control. And I challenge you all to do your history. Margaret Sanger, I got something good on it. I got something good on it right here. I don't know if Tyrone will let me unload on y'all real quick.
Give me a second, though,
if he do,
because we're gonna talk about
the
border situation that's going on right now.
Yes.
I found out this week that the border is just a deception. How? The border is just a deception on what's really going on. They're planing people in. They're going all over the kingdom. You brought up the globalism, that we are globalized now. They're going all over the world and bringing in the baddest people into our country. And then you have our people, this is what this country was made on. Black people killing me with this. This is what our country was made on. Immigrants coming in. Yeah, it was. We made it, we fixed it. Now we need to control the people coming in. King always talk about, King, you always talk about the fall of Rome.
Whoa.
And how Rome fell. Rome fell from its borders.
Well, it was
Rome allowed people to come in, too many people.
It was
give me a couple seconds, real quick, King.
It was there, but you're right. It was overexpansion and military spending, like what you see going on. That was one of the things that did it.
Yep.
But what Ty's talking about is the mass migrations of the Huns and barbarians.
The Huns and barbarians, the worst people.
They were overeducated and underintelligent, if that makes sense.
If that make any sense, because they knew how to survive.
And this is what I describe as how you see our communities now. These people have opened the borders and it's a free-for-all. The reason why they said that the mass migration helped destroy Rome and bring it down is because when those people came in, they had no allegiance or loyalty to Rome.
So they tried to create their own.
So that's exactly what they did. They created little Italy, little France, little England, little Germany, and what happened is that there was no. You talk about this. There was no spirit. There was no prideful country spirit.
Remember I said when I go to war, I want to know if he was a real American. We got a caller. Caller.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So when what was it, Caesar?
Go ahead.
Julius Caesar and Mark Antony crossed the Rubicon. What happened?
Yeah.
So, but that, I'm not calling it for that. In reference to eugenics, that's, you're right on point. But it's actually sterilization based on your intellect.
Sterilization? Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. They sterilizing, women based on their intellect. That's what eugenics is really about.
Go ahead, keep going.
So I mean, that's the gist of it. You could talk about Margaret Sanger. You could talk about the Nazis and how the Nazis. I'm gonna turn the radio down. Alexa, turn the radio off. And then Alexa, turn the radio off. And then what Hitler did was, and people don't understand, is like Hitler was started out, he was the president, right?
Yeah.
Started out and he was the president. That just means that the people elected him.
Yeah.
And he had no power, but he represented what the people wanted.
Yeah.
But when what was it called? The actual person who's like the president of the United States. Say it again, please, sir.
They should call the chancellor the German. They should call the chancellor.
When he got to be the chancellor, that's when he got the power. But just like what's going on right now, the one percenters, they are the ones who are controlling things, just like in Nazi Germany. So we are basically we're on the same path, but they use these tools like eugenics. The Nazis they tried to exterminate the Jews in Germany, but when they invaded Poland, right, they carried that on. That program on throughout the whole world while the war was going on.
Thank you, sir. What's your name, sir? I didn't get your name.
Eugene Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Eugene. That's the first time I heard you, man. Thanks for listening, man. I hope that you will call in and keep listening to the Tyrone Hour and let Kingsley chime in a little bit because he brought up the new eugenics.
Beautiful. But I just want to chime in, and I know he will go in the right direction because Kellogg and all of those people, man, that's what they were about. Okay, thank you guys.
Yes, no, thank you very much. So I appreciate that, brother Eugene.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, we got another call.
No, go ahead. Thank you, brother Eugene, for calling in.
Yeah, and again, when I bring these things up, that's why I keep trying to tell you guys, listen, I'm not as refined, but I know what I'm talking about because I've been down these roads. I'm watching how these people are taking advantage of the ignorance of the people, because that's what it is. They don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know, and that's what ignorant means.
That's what
You know, now with the eugenics, what I wanted to bring up was to bring up some of the people there. Now, William Gates Sr., he was the president of Planned Parenthood. Now, most of you all hear that name and don't even know who William.
That's the Gates. That's the Gates.
That's Bill Gates' father.
That's the Gates.
He's currently the owner of the WHO, the World Health Organization, and he's the one who put out these vaccines that you see that was out there.
That super enriched them, huh?
Yeah.
They were enriching
What Brother Eugene just said was correct. It's a sterilization program. Okay. Now let me tell you what the whole thing of Planned Parenthood was about. Mm-hmm. Margaret Sanger's thing was she wanted to bring about the pill, a contraceptive, a sterilization agent. Okay.
They got it now.
Hold on, because I'm gonna tell you when it first came out. Margaret Sanger opened the first birth control clinic in Brownsville, New York, in 1916. Mm-hmm. This is how long this has been going on. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fast forward, she was consumed with the magic pill, and in 1951 she met Dr. Gregory Pincus, who created Enovid, Enovid, which was FDA approved in the 1960s as the first oral contraceptive.
So hold on. So that was the first birth control pill?
Yes.
Or a sterilization pill. We can use it either way. We can use it either way.
Here's the thing. If you ain't having kids, that's what it's for. And we don't even know, at this time, we don't even know what the side effects are.
So imagine if it was back then, it's even stronger now, huh?
Well, listen, I can even go to the Tuskegee experiment when they had all the black people lining up, telling them that this was free health care, not even telling them that this was an experiment.
Yeah, we ready to inject you with something pretty much.
No, not just something, syphilis.
Drive your brain crazy.
And trying to figure out why the brothers went back into the hoods and was going crazy.
Yeah, King, again, thank you, brother. We got about 10 minutes left on the 10 minutes left on the show, man. And another good lesson we've been without, King. We gave another learning lesson again. You know what I mean? I love the soul thing, man, because that's how we identified ourselves in our communities, through soul. We seen that word and that. I mean, I don't care where you went at in America. When you went down that road, you seen soul. Okay, I can go in there and eat some food, black food. You know, so there's no more black food then, right? Am I right, King?
Well, I told you, cookies.
It's been tainted now. It's been tainted. It's put a little bean sprouts in our food. We ain't use bean sprouts in our food.
So crazy. But listen. Again, we talk about we're talking about things. I mean, a quick history lesson would tell y'all exactly where we headed. This is why Ty said, look at Rome. America was Rome. America was wrong, and it fell. The reason why it fell was there was 8 pointed reasons, and I'm not even going to go into that because we don't have enough time. But you need to do some research. And again, our black people, please stop with this, illusion of inclusion. This myth of black unity. The myth of black unity. It does not exist.
King, I got something for you.
Please.
King, we got another plight we ready to jump on. You know we plight jumpers.
Man.
You know we love plights, King.
We got to put our fist
We got another plight. We got another plight, and it ain't ours. The Gaza plight. The blacks ready to jump on the Gaza plight, King.
Test that confidence.
Yeah, we ready. We ready. Help them out again, King. Yeah, jump on the Gaza plight. Oh, it ain't right. Yeah, it ain't right, but a lot of things wasn't right. It happened to us. All right? Again, I say, when you're fighting for freedom and when you're doing things for freedom, a lot of things happen, King. A lot of bad things might go wrong.
Well, again,
Netanyahu, how you feel about him, King? Is he trying to live out the Bible?
Well, he
Like
is.
he's rid of the Philistines again?
Well, here's the thing with Netanyahu. Okay, Netanyahu have been in politics, again, another career politician. He's been in Israel since the 80s.
Since the 80s.
And when you see war and stuff like this going on, it's like when George Bush took over in the 2000s. They just needed something to happen so they could go to war. These people are war mongers. And in case you don't know, if you need to stimulate an economy, The fastest and easiest way to do it is to create war.
King,
once a war takes place, now you have to build things. You have to produce food. You have to produce ammunition. There's so much that goes into war, and then not only that, but the country that you go to war with, whoever loses have to pay the war reparations.
King, again I say, man, thank you.
It's all a money scheme. I'm sorry, Tom.
We got 10 minutes, man. We got about 8 minutes. We let Brother Darren get in a little early and stuff, man, get stuff going. But again, I say, King, here in Baltimore, man, WFPR, man, you know, we strive to bring shock awareness to people, man. You know what I mean? We strive to make you think, King. That's our whole objective here, is to make you think. You know, about going home and doing the wrong thing. I'm doing the wrong thing, King. Should I stop?
Well, no, because you're benefiting from it right now, temporarily, but you don't see the bigger picture down the road. See? And
you telling me keep going wrong.
Yeah, what I'm trying to tell you is if you keep going wrong, you're not going to see when it really happens, when it all goes wrong, you're not even going to be prepared for it, because you're not even going to know that.
Snowball on me at one time, avalanche.
That's usually how it goes.
An avalanche all at one time, boom, it help.
And it's heavy and it's wet.
And it's wet. King, thank you, man. Again, I say here at the Tyrone Hour, 1590 a.m. every Saturday from 11 to 12. We strive to bring, basically, our number one thing is called emotional. What is it, King? Emotional accountability, because that's what we see out there every day. Again, King, I had another incident where they said that you see the young people downtown, they robbed somebody. 3 o'clock in the morning, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, beat the people to death down there.
It was a girl.
She had the little girl the police had on the ground, and you know, and
she cried.
First thing the people said, "Oh, why is that man on top of that little girl?" No, the man's on top.
She's an animal.
The man's on top of a criminal.
He's on top of an animal. Did you see how she was acting?
Oh, I got something real fast. We'll talk about.
Wild.
The most.
Did you see how wild she was?
Is that enough? Is that the only mass shooting we had in Baltimore up in Brooklyn? Well, that's the biggest one we had anyway. Well, do you know the number one thing that's about the mass shooting in Brooklyn? That we're not talking about the kids that got killed or anything. We're literally discussing how these young men are going to make it in jail. Mm-hmm. Are they going to be okay? When we watching them pulling machine guns out of book bags, and I got Warren Brown telling me, but that could have been a fake gun. Nah, come on, man, cut it out, man. Stop it, man. I'm from the city,
listen,
man.
I know.
I live on Ricestown Road.
I know you do. I know Warren Brown. If you know Warren Brown, that's right up his alley.
I live off of Ricestown Road, man.
He's a lawyer.
Literally.
He is a lawyer 24/7.
Are asking for help, but in the same case don't want it. Because they understand. We understand so much, King. My brother used to do it, King, so I don't want to really say nothing about that because my brother used to do that. No, your brother was doing something messed up. You get me, Mo? Your brother was doing something messed up, man. Cut it out.
You know, when I heard,
again, man,
I heard Brother John Gordon, I was like, I know you.
King of mass shooting, and we literally worried about what's going to happen with these two young men that's getting locked up for this.
Nothing's going to happen. They're going to be released, and they're going to have armed services put on.
Well,
wraparound services. He's going to get a hug from the system.
There are black young men in our town, because I've been basically living in a black place where there are black people. They're walking around right now with a letter, a promissory letter not to murder again. Y'all know that, right?
Well,
that GVR? Some of them kids are walking around with double homicides on the corner, back on the street, back in front of your family that he murdered. Back in front of your family. A murderer.
I'm with you.
Oh, he's black and brown, so we supposed to look at it different.
Well, they wonder why the murders take place the way that they do. You saw it was an explosion of murders just this weekend.
Just this weekend. Some little young men followed a school bus home in Annapolis.
Yes.
And when the young men got off the bus,
they whipped out on them.
They whipped out and tried to assassinate them.
These again, y'all keep calling them kids, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
young men.
These ain't kids that's doing this. They've once you've committed, you've gone past a certain point. You're no longer looked at as a child.
And
I'm gonna tell you that. Hold on, Tom. I'm gonna tell you that, especially you young ladies, because a lot of this stuff I see going on out here is
yes, thank you.
is you.
Yes.
Okay, your little fast tail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
And y'all need to cut it out. What y'all doing is not right.
Thank you.
And y'all need to stop it.
Adults say that.
Okay?
Adults
Because-
in our community used to say that.
So
it's not
and
right.
I want you to understand something, because what happens
not right.
is what I'm seeing is, you know, on one end they want to be an adult, but then on the other end they want to be a child.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't float in between.
Well, let me
Once
tell you something,
cross
King.
the line
Yeah.
of adulthood, I'm telling you, you're no longer looked at.
King, let me
if
tell
you're
you something,
13,
King.
14, and you go out there
That-
and you have a baby, how do everybody look at you?
That brother was on television talking about his car again. They keep repeating that commercial. Where he
Because-
said about, if you touch my damn car, I'm what? I don't care who he is.
Well, Ty, we said
Kid, black, white, green.
Ty,
I
we
pay a
said-
lot of money for my car.
We said that before. He said that before the murders
Yeah,
took
going
place.
right,
We
King.
said that 2 summers ago.
King.
Like, listen, I ain't playing no games.
I ain't planning on
if
touch
you
my
touch
car.
my car, it's a possibility
possibility.
that I'm going to pull over
Yes,
and it's
yes.
going to be something.
Touch
And
my
if
car.
y'all thinking that y'all whipping out, this is why they don't.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again. The reason why me and Ty don't have the problems that 90% of you people have out there is because when they look in our face, they be like, oh no,
That's right.
it's gonna be a problem.
That's gonna be a problem.
I'm
King,
go ahead and let
thank
him
you,
go.
brother. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You know, our messages that we gave this week, man, we sat down and chopped up this week at the table and sat down how we was gonna throw this out. And I enjoyed the soul thing, man. Like I said, I really enjoyed the soul thing because that's what I grew up on. I grew up seeing that word in my community. You know what I mean? So, King, you always say that church is missing and soul is missing, King. You always talk about that church is missing. We need to get back to church.
We need to get back to church, but we
God.
have to thank you. We have to understand that the church is not what it once was. This is it's nothing more than a building, a gathering, a social activity. Because everybody are doing all that, because especially if you go to one of them mega churches, everything is about status and how you look. Again, these are the most classless people. They in church with their breasts hanging out.
Donations are welcome here at the Tyrone Hour, guys. To anybody, you can send them to the station and send them to me, however you need to do them. But to keep this message going, we're having people calling in saying the same thing. We are on mute right now. To all the people in the vicinity, our politicians are not hearing a damn thing we saying.
Nothing.
All right.
They start.
But guess what, King?
He was at a flower gathering pot
Guess
thing
what,
going
King?
on
Black
on Center
addiction.
Street.
Black addiction is going to happen this week, ain't it? At the ballot. Black addiction at the ballot. What did you do? You know that black guy's not a good candidate, but guess what you gonna do? I'm gonna press it anyway. I did my civic duty.
Mr.
I
Wallace,
voted a black guy in.
And Mr.
Praise
Wallace,
God. Yeah, that's how we at. Praise
Mr.
God.
Wallace, please get out of the race.
Yeah, Bob, please. Bob. Me and King been talking about you this week, man. We talking about you, good businessman and everything.
You're a great businessman.
And get out of the way, Bob. Get away.
You got what you want out of it. You got
Thank
the
you,
publicity.
guys.
Your business is going
Have
to
a
throw
good
out.
weekend. The Tyrone Hour will be on next Saturday from 11 to 12. And don't forget, there's no school on next Saturday.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, have some class. Have a good weekend.